Good morning, Jennifer. So happy to have you here with me. We look forward to a great session. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Morning, good afternoon. Let's just give a few more minutes to more joiners, to more attendees to join in, and then we can start the session fully. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, Ugo. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here with us as we explore how AI and intelligent data can drive meaningful business. So welcome to each of our participants in the room with us today. Welcome to each and every one of us. So we'll be kickstarting very soon. Welcome, everyone. To everybody else just joining in, my name is Priscilla Ebota, a product developer from Reliance Info System, and I will be your host for this exciting event. So welcome once again to each and every one of us. Hope you're having a pleasant day, because I am, and I'm so thrilled to be here with you all. Welcome everyone. 2 more minutes, and then we can start the session officially. Welcome, good morning, good afternoon, good evening once again. My name is Priscilla Ebota, and welcome and thank you for joining today's event, Get Hands-On, Creating Intelligent AI. So while we wait for others to join in, please want to know if you were able to get your login details via email. So please, if you haven't gotten your login details, because the login details will be utilized during the session as we move further. So please do check your emails to receive the login details. And if you weren't able to get it yesterday, you should be getting it early this morning. So do check your emails for the login details. They'll be utilized during the session as we go further. So please check your emails. Check your spam folders. You should be getting an email from us with login details that will be utilized during the session. So I believe we have quite a good number to start. Okay. All right. So I believe we can start the session fully now. It's 10 a.m. Welcome, everyone. Once again, my name is Priscilla Ebota, a product development associate with Reliance Info Systems, and I will be your host for this experience. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us from. It's great to see you all here, and welcome to today's live event, Get Hands-On, Creating Intelligent AI Assistant. I am thrilled to have you all here. I know we've all been looking forward to this session because today we're not just talking about AI, we are actually going to be building it. We're actually going to dive right in and build our very own AI assistant. And to make this session as exciting and interactive as possible, I would love to know where you're joining us from. So please head on over to the chat window, drop your name, your organization, your location. Let's see who is in the room with us today. So we would like this session to be as interactive and engaging as possible. And I would like to know where you're joining us from. So please drop your name in the chat window, your organization, your location. Let's see who is joining us today. Welcome, everyone. To everyone just joining in, my name is Priscilla Ebota, and I will be your host for today's session. Now, to kickstart the event, we have some housekeeping rules. I'm sure a lot of us have noticed we can't speak. Our cameras have been cut off and our mic has been muted. This is to maintain decorum and to keep things in order. So participants have been muted. Okay. Can you hear me? Please give a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, I see some thumbs up. Okay. So to keep things in order, to maintain decorum, we've muted participants to ensure that every one of us has like better experience. So we've done that. And also, as you can see, the session is being recorded, and we'll be sharing the recordings and other key resources with you after the event. And then finally, this is going to be an engaging and practical session, like I said. So please do keep the questions coming in. You can ask questions in the chat window, and we have experts on the call with us that will answer you in real time. So please keep the session as engaging and as interactive as possible. We want to hear from you. If somebody says something that resonates with you, or you have a send in your questions, send in your reaction. We want this event to be as interactive and as engaging as possible. We want to keep the energy alive and flowing. So please, let's keep the energy flowing. Let's keep the session interactive and engaging as possible. Now on to today's agenda. So we'll be kicking things off with a brief introduction as to who we are at Reliance Info Systems and also the purpose of this session today. Then we'll move into the three main segments of today's session. So at the top, we'll take a look at Copilot in action. Then we will have a hands-on building session using Copilot Studio to build our very own agent, which I'm sure a lot of us are excited about because that is one of the things we said we wanted to do today, which is build our very own AI assistants. And finally, we will discuss the best practices for utilizing AI efficiently and effectively, because that's one of the things we like to practice over at Reliance Info Systems. So usage of AI effectively and efficiently is something that we like to practice over at Reliance Info Systems. So stay tuned because it's going to be an engaging and insightful session. To start things off with our session, let's take a brief moment to meet the brilliant minds who will be guiding us through today's session. On your screen, you can see our impressive lineup of speakers, a group of experts who live, breathe innovation and are passionate about helping organizations unlock the full potential of AI. First up, we have Toba Belei, who will demonstrate how our everyday Copilot agent enhances productivity in our workspace. So let's hear a quick hello from Toba. Toba, are you hearing me? Hello, Toba. Are you here?
Yes, Priscilla, I'm here with you.
Okay, let's give a warm welcome. Let's say a quick hello to the participants today who are in the room with us today.
I'm here with you. All right, thank you, Priscilla, for that introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Let me know where you can see my screen. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I look forward to my session with you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that quick hello, Toba. Next up, we have our second facilitator for today, Kojo Mensah, who will lead us through a hands-on session where we will learn how to build an intelligent AI assistant. So Kojo, would you like to say a quick hello to everyone? Quick hi and hello to everyone if you are here with, me. Apologies. Yes, you are. I can hear you loud and clear, Kojo. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello and Akpaba to everybody joining from all over the world. Hope you are excited to get your hands dirty with AI.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. Now, to round things off, we have our third and final facilitator for today, Tutolama, who will be sharing some key best practices on how to ensure we use our AI responsibly and effectively in our workplace. Hi, Tuto. The floor is yours for a quick hello.
Hi, Priscilla. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello for everyone, wherever you're joining from, and hi to my Southern African people.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for this quick hello from all our speakers. And now that you've met our amazing speakers, let's get to know the organization behind today's session. And to walk us through that, please welcome Dorcas Oyango, who will be sharing a bit about who we are and what we do over at Reliance. Dorcas, are you hearing me?
Yes, Priscilla, I'm here.
All right. The floor is yours, Dorcas.
All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are joining from. Please confirm that I am audible.
Yes, you are audible loud and clear, Dorcas. Welcome.
All right, thank you. Okay, so as has been mentioned, my name is Dorcas Onyango. I serve as Vice President Success Outcome here at Reliance Infosystems, and it's a pleasure to join you today. So I'll just give us a brief walkthrough of Reliance Infosystems. And I'll start. Yes, so Reliance, we are a Microsoft partner with advanced specialization and a leading advocate for digital transformation. We have a strong global presence, as you can see from the representation on call, and operate in 15 countries physically, including in Africa, in Europe, North America, and UAE area. So Reliance, our operations are founded within 4 pillars. We famously call them our success pillars. The first one is operations and insight, where we help organizations to reimagine their efficiency in saving costs. The second one is cyber defense. We help organizations to protect themselves and fortify their security against both internal and external threats. Our third pillar is cloud services. We help organizations across industries to migrate and modernize infrastructure, services, and applications to the cloud. And last but not least, which is the core of why we are here, is AI and people transformation. We will showcase how organizations, how we can help you individually reinvent and reimagine your productivity, and not just at the individual level, but also as an organization and in your department. So that's it from me. Asanteni sana, that's what we say in Kiswahili, and karibu. I'll hand over to you, Priscilla, to take us to the next session.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Dorcas, for the great introduction and for setting the stage so beautifully. Now let's bring it back to today's session and why we are here. As we all know, we are here to hear about AI, and I would love to take a moment to speak about that. We are constantly juggling endless emails, constant meetings, and data overload, and technology was supposed to make that easier. And it absolutely did. I won't lie, it actually made it very, very easier. But it also made us busier, and we are always trying to catch up. And before we know it, the real time for strategic thinking just disappears, And this is why this session actually matters. We are no longer in the era of just using tools with command. No. We are in the era where tools think with us, learn with us, and also work alongside us. So our goal today isn't just to show you a new technology, it's to help you see how AI can become a trusted partner that empowers you and your team to work smarter, faster, and more creatively. So today is really about taking that first step from knowing about AI to actually building and using it. And to kick us off, we have Toba Belei, who will be showing us how our everyday AI assistant is changing the way we work and how it has helped him be productive daily. Trust me, you're going to want to see this in action. So everyone join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to our first facilitator of today, Toba Belei. Over to you, Mr. Toba.
All right, welcome. everyone. I welcome everyone once again to this session. Let me know when my screen is up. Welcome everyone to this session. All right. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up. It's up. Okay, we see some thumbs up. Yes, it's up. It's up. It's up.
All right. Yeah. Just give me a moment, please. All right. Welcome to today's session once again, everyone. I am Toba Agbeleyi, and it's so great to have you all here. Now I know we are all excited to build our own AI agent. But before we get there, let's first look at what Microsoft has already done with M365 Copilot, the AI that is quietly changing how we work. So picture this. I've just come back from leave at Reliance Infosystem. You know, that first day back feelings. You open your laptop and Teams messages everywhere. Inbox exploding, your boss is already sending tabs like you never left. Then I see this email. Hey, Toba, Lilo sales need a full IT performance report. You send the data, check the meetings, put it all together. And I'm thinking, really, first day back, can I at least find my decks? Let's see how the day goes. But this time, with Copilot by my side. So I open Teams. As you can see, or read chats, missed call, endless meetings. Usually this is where panic starts creeping in, but not today. I will ask Copilot, give me key deliverables. From Lilo sales meeting. Can you see that? And just like that, Copilot puts everything together in action. Action, as you can see, we have data analysis, cleansing to do. I have metrics, summary, performance, insights, visualization, a lot of things to do. So, and there's also a final deliverables into Friday 4 p.m. I can see there's an Excel file to work with, but this is not enough. So I will go into my email to see what is actually happening there. Wow, see my email. We have a couple of unread emails, a lot of them, about 1,000 plus emails unread. And I'm just wondering how, I'm just thinking about my life right now. So, but now I'll summarize everything about Lilo sales thread from my inbox. Okay. Copilot is thinking. You know that moment when you are waiting for slot machine, yeah, to hit a jackpot. So that's me right now. But as you can see, we have that enterprise contest around the Lilo sales project. We have project kickoff, coordination. Jennifer, I need to work with Jennifer. I need to work with Priscilla. So my colleagues, I need to, yes, there's a client request deliverables, which is Lilo sales updates. There's a meeting. Yes, I can find the Excel file here now in details, financial sales data, which I need to work with. And then there's data access. There are some personal insights that I can see around Lilo sales as well, just for me to get to know more about the clients. All right, and also some high financial performance highlights around Lilo sales. So a lot, this is a lot enough for me to jump into my Excel and then to see the data, analyze the data. Yes, who wish they had this before Monday morning meeting? I just want to see a quick hand off. All right, so we've survived Outlook. Now is the Excel. So this place data goes to hide, and brave analysts actually go to cry. But now that I have the sheet open, you can see hundreds of rows, columns for days. Like normally I'll start questioning my life choices with this particular data I'm seeing here. But I'm not going Copilot be on my side. This is the performance insights. All right. So I'm dropping this. As you can see, now this will actually take a few seconds. Like my team in and whisper, I'll have to whisper to my screen. Do me to whisper to my screen, do your magic booty. But it doesn't even take time like I thought. So as you can see, I have key performance insight for financial sales data, overall sales trend, notable deals, product line performance, regional breakdown, right, customer segmentation, channel effectiveness. Oh, I have financial health. This is a lot. Strategic recommendation. Yes, it's even asking me if there's also some documents that I need to work with. Yeah, it has already put this into the analysis into a document for me. So with this, I think I can take this because my boss doesn't want just data. He wants to actually see, sentences. So if you ever start at your Excel until the numbers started dancing, so this is your salvation. As you can see, I got the analysis just at a prompt and a click. Right, so now that we've got the data story, that moment, I'll just move into Word to get the report for my boss. Now I'll click on Word. Yes, that moment when you open Word and black page starts staring back at you. It's like saying, so what's your big idea? So I will ask Copilot, create a professional IT performance report for Lilo sales using my Excel data. Create a professional IT performance reports. Yeah, IT performance report for Lilo sales. Okay, then I will reference the documents I got from the Excel. Just give it a moment. The document is trying to come up, load itself. Let me do it once again. Okay, so I have that reference, and then let me give it to Copilot. You can almost hear the typing sound from your head. Copilot is cooking something up. As you can see, we have executive summaries, some form of introduction. And just look at that. We have a well formatted heading. We have executive summary. Even we have some bullet points aligned, everything perfectly structured, still hooking up We have product line performance. We even have a table, regional analysts. Yes, still working on it. Still have more to get, customer segments, analysis. You can see channel effectiveness. All of these are giving me a report, right? So this report, all I need to do is I don't need to do anything. With this, I have all the report that I needed to give my boss who need to see it. So I'm feeling like a pro right now. Imagine us having this as our work buddy a very long time before now. But with Copilot, we have this. So it's coming to conclusion and strategic recommendation. That's where it's going to stop, I believe. Yeah. Yes, I'll just keep this. And then I will ask you, my audience, who else wants Copilot to write their report? Just try to be honest. So I'm feeling good right now. Report is done. Then my boss also mentioned it, that can you make this into a quick presentation? And you know what quick means. In the next 2 hours, I need to start fixing alignment issue. So here comes the grand finale, which is the PowerPoint. So I'll open my PowerPoint blank page, and then I'll click on the Copilot prompts, create a new presentation using Copilot. And then I will ask it, give it the prompt, Copilot turn that report. Turn that report into a 5-slide deck. All right, that will be a stakeholder slide deck, stakeholder presentation. Okay, let me put it that way. And then I'm going to reference my Word, the one I just finished working on. It's bringing it up. Happening. Let me do that again. Right, so I'll click on that analysis report that I have, and then ask it to turn it into a 5-slide deck stakeholder presentation for me. So if I want to change design, I can do that, but I'm not doing that right now because I trust Copilot is going to do the magic. Yes, you can see it's generating some topics for me from that reference file. It's actually generating some topic. Copilot is thinking. Yes, I have my topic, the overview, the online channel volume, retail, partner, and regional expansion and niche performance. So I'll just, this is enough for the first slide. So I'll generate this slide. Right, Copilot is thinking. This is suspense moment. You can almost hear the window loading sound from the old days. Let's give it a second. I like to call this AI meditation break. So while we wait, a quick show of hand. Who else have ever stayed up past midnight fixing PowerPoint animation? No one will ever notice. Yeah, this is where Copilot save marriages from sleepless nights. I'm sure everyone can relate. And look at that, just in a couple of minutes, it's already generating some strategic insights based on the topics that I click on, the last time, retail channel promotional, partner channel regional expansion, and also as a conclusion is generating for me. So it's almost there. We are almost getting there. So I want to ask us, who else is ready to let Copilot slide, like do the slide while you grab your lunch? So this is Copilot giving us our slide. As you can see, we have very interesting slide here, strategic insight from Hilo sales performance. We have our slide 1, slide 2, 3, key channel, online sales channel. You can see them. All I'll do is to keep this. I don't need to do anything. I'll just give this to my boss. I have something with me to work with already. So I don't have to think too much. See the slide, all well arranged, including the conclusion. I have my 5-slide deck and then have a conclusion. So I believe everyone actually would like to have this as one of your work buddy, which is a Copilot. So now just think about that. Normally, this whole thing will take a full work week, switching between Teams, Outlook, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, juggling copy and paste, formatting, mistakes. But with M365 Copilot, it's one effortless flow, no chaos, no rework, no burnout. All you need is just your thoughts, your impacts, moving from one conversation to decision, from decision to delivery. So here is the real beauty of AI. It doesn't just save your time, it changes how you work. It takes us from information overload to clarity, from raw data to insight, from stress to impact. And now we are taking this even further, because next, we're not just going to be using Copilot, we are going to build our own agent inside Copilot Studio. Imagine creating an agent that knows your processes, your clients, your tone of work, one that is built by you and for you. So today that you've seen what AI can do for you, next, you will build what AI can do because of you. All right, so right now, I'm going to give it to my colleague to take it over from there. Priscilla, over to you, please.
All right, thank you, Topher. That was very, very impressive. That was very, very brilliant and impressive. And I know a lot of us are thinking, wow, did Copilot just do that much workload in a matter of minutes? Yes, it actually just did. So I'll be sharing my screen momentarily. Please do let me know when you can see my slide. So now, I'm sure a lot of us have questions about what you just saw, maybe how that can fit into your organization, how Copilot actually works behind the scenes and how it connects data. So please just go ahead, drop your questions in the chat window. Our experts are here responding and engaging with you in real time, and you'll be getting answers as the session continues. So let's keep the chat active. Let's get your reactions and your insights. We love to hear everything you have to say to us. So please keep the energy going and live and engaging. So now on to the next section, which is going to be very, very exciting. It's the part we've all been waiting for, the hands-on segment. So far, we've seen what AI can do through Copilots. Now we are going to take it a step further and we'll actually build our very own intelligent AI assistant. And leading us through this practical segment is our second facilitator, Kojo Mensah, who will guide us through a live step-by-step walkthrough building process. So everyone in giving a warm virtual welcome to our second facilitator today, Kojo Mensah. Kojo, the floor is yours. Over to you.
All right, thanks, Priscilla, for the warm welcome. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're very audible, and you look quite good today.
Thanks a lot. You look good yourself. Yeah, so Tobatu had a very great show of what Copilot can do. It even looked like he was having more fun than even working. So at this point, I'll be sharing my screen so we can walk through the demo session. Please let me know when everybody can see my screen. Please, can we see my screen now? Hello, Priscilla.
Yes, your screen is up on my end. Yes, thumbs up from me.
That's fine. I hope, yes, so some links were shared to everybody via email to navigate to this environment. I hope everybody is not having challenges with that. If you're having, please just drop in the chat so we just guide you along. Also, please keep your eye on the chat. Some snippets will be shared, okay? So we use them alongside. So I'll give everybody about a minute to navigate here, then we can commence. And also the recording will be shared. Okay, so you also prompt us at any point if you have any challenges, maybe something you missed. Okay, just raise your hand or drop in the chat so we go over. We have a lot of facilitators on the call that can help you out. All right. So let's just give everybody about a minute to navigate to this page, and then we can begin with that demonstration. So I will do that. I'll just explain what we are going to achieve today. Okay. So Toba really showed the power of having Copilot, okay, with batteries included. Okay, that's how Microsoft works. So Copilot for M365, you can use it to easily handle your day-to-day activities. It has access to a plethora of information. So all the information on the internet, various sources are at your disposal. Okay, so generating slides, drafting emails, okay, doing a lot of research, you can easily do that with Copilot for Microsoft 365 very easily. So that's what Microsoft did to help us out with our day-to-day activities, having like, let's say, a sidekick that understands what you want to achieve. But then Microsoft realized that that wasn't enough. Okay, let's give them something more. Let's give them the power to actually build their own agents or their own agents. Okay, so that's where we have Copilot Studio that provides you the canvas to actually alter the capabilities of what Microsoft has done already. To build your own agent that actually understands your data, understands your own business processes, one that speaks your own language. So just like hiring a new employee that understands what you do already, understands the context out of the box. Okay, so talking about employees or new employees, I'm going to talk about our use case that we're going to use today too. So we're going to have an HR use case. I believe most of us have an HR department in an organization. So every year we have a period where we have new people joining the organization, okay, new joiners. And typically there's some sort of friction between HR and new joiners because HR has to go through the painstaking process of, let's say, explaining a lot of things to these people over and over again. Okay, let's say HR has been in the organization for about 20 to 30 years. Every year they dread that part of the year that people come on board and then they are bombarded with questions, the same questions over and over again. Like, let's say, how many days of leave do I have? What are the policies? What are the working hours? Like, what do I have to do? What do I have to comply to? All of these questions every year, HR gets bored. Okay, so HR just dumps a huge PDF, let's say 100 pages, 500 pages, 1,000 pages. Okay, just get the information you need, and then it just saves them off that burden. But that's not the best way to go about it. Okay, so that's why we need an intermediary, one that knows all of the information that anybody might need, and one that doesn't get tired of answering questions. Okay, so that's why we employ the use of Copilot. But then regular Copilot may not understand the context that we want to give it or what we need from it. So we want one that can actually understand our data, our context. So one that we can provide our own information to. Okay, so that's when we have Copilot Studio to alter the knowledge base of existing Copilot agents to build something that's our own, something that understands our environment or how we work. Okay, so what we'll be doing that we're working with Ronk Enterprise today. So that's our fictitious company. I'm going to help out the HR department in Ronk Enterprise to handle this task of answering a lot of FAQs or frequently asked questions from new joiners. All right, so I believe at this point, we're giving everybody enough time to navigate here so we can kickstart our demonstration. Okay, so also bear in mind, just prompt us anytime if you have any challenges. Okay, also the recording will be shared. So let's start. So hope everybody's here. Let's navigate to this page. Everybody should be here by now. So this interface is the Copilot Studio landing page. Okay, so it's a very typical Microsoft interface, something that's very familiar with us. So I'll just take us to the interface, the navigations, every page, then we start building our agents alongside. So just get familiar with it. So typically in Microsoft environment, we should be familiar with this waffle here. So this is our app launcher. Typical, very something we should have seen, let's say Outlook and the likes, very typical Microsoft. So we can use it to navigate to all our other applications. So from Word, like what about did, PowerPoint, other options, we have Teams, SharePoint as well. So I believe you're familiar with that. Then to our top right, we have other options here too. We have the environment here. So for you, you have an environment for, let's say, the webinar session. Okay, so understand that the environment is where we segregate all of our agents. Okay, so depending on your policies or functions, you want to have agents within separate environment just to create that difference or that segregation. So let's say you want to have all of HR's agents within one environment, or you want to have all of the finance department agents within another department, you can do that. Or you can do it by function too. Okay, let's say we want an environment for, let's say, testing, one for production, one for staging. You can do that. So depending on the discretion of your organization, you can easily have an environment to handle that. All right.
Hi, Kojo.
Hi.
Sorry to interrupt. we are seeing a couple of people that haven't been able to log in. So maybe if you just give them a quick, like the moment to get on the same page with where you are, and then we can proceed. So let's just give them a few more minutes to get the login details and then log in to get to where you are. So if you just give them maybe like 5 minutes, maybe you can just run through what we have on the screen before we move forward. Yes, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
So we have people on the chat that would answer any questions you have concerning logging in and your login details. So please drop your questions on the chat window.
Okay. Okay, please, what we do, like, can we also maybe show by hand if we have access already? So you know how many people are seeing what I'm seeing now? So we then just run through the conversation. Okay, so there are no hands up. Seems like nobody's on this page.
I can see a couple, so maybe just let's give the rest of the members like a few more minutes to get this on so that they can be carried along.
Oh, okay. You just prompt me when we can continue.
All right,
I
no
may not
problem.
be able to see the hands here. Okay. I'm just going through the conversation to see.
Hi, Okafor and Fordin. There's a link on the chat that you can click, and then you get to utilize the login details that were sent to you. So you can just click on the link on the chat window, and it will take you to where you need to log in with the details sent, and then you can get to this page. So you have to do all you have to do is just click on the link, log in with the details sent to you, and if you haven't gotten your details yet, you can signify in the chat. We'll have someone send the login details to you via email, so that we can all be on the same page.
All right. Also bear in mind that the call will also be recorded. Okay. So nobody will be left out. See more people saying they can't log in. Okay, so let me just demonstrate how to log in. Okay, let's see, some people are having challenges. So let me just open a private browser. So let me just copy the link. So this is how you should go about it. So the link that was shared in the chat, just copy just like this. And navigate to your browser. So copilotstudio.microsoft.com. Okay, so you should be prompted with this dialog box, so you can actually use the credentials that was shared with you. Okay, so for me, I'll use okay. Hope everybody is following along. All right. So by going that route, you should easily access the page that we're on. Okay, so this is what you should be seeing in your browser. Is everybody okay now? So please confirm if we have people joining now, people on this page now.
I see a couple of thumbs up. I think we can proceed. We can share
can proceed.
because we will be sharing the recordings with them, so they can also use the recordings to try their own
Okay.
pace at the later times. I believe we can try sort out the rest of the good time.
Okay, sure. So if maybe you may not see the login, you just check your spam folder. It might have gotten there inadvertently. Okay, so please, we've spent about 5 minutes to get everybody here. So please just continue. Okay. So I believe I was going over the interface. Okay. So we talked about the waffle. Okay, very typical of Microsoft, where you can use to navigate to all of the other applications as well. Then for the top right, starting from the left, talk about the environment. So the environment being, let's say, the container of your agent, okay, where we can segregate our agent depending on our own discretion. So be it by function or department, you can have different agents for different environments. Okay. Then also for the gear icon here, so you are not stuck with the interface you are seeing now. Let's say you want to have a different theme, a theme that's a lot darker, one that's, let's say, greener or more blue. You could adjust those settings quite easily from here. Okay, so that's about the few settings we have. Then for the more functional tools, we have the left pane here. So we have the home tab. So at any point, if you're at any page, you can easily navigate back to what you are seeing here using the home button. Okay, so let's talk about what we can see here. Then we'll go to every page, explain everything we have there. So first of all, we can see this text box here. So Copilot Studio, it doesn't take much to build your agent. You can easily describe how you want your agents to work or the function of your agents. And then another agent on the back end actually build your agent for you. So it makes it very simple. You have that simplicity. Either you want to go very granular with it or you want to build it on the fly. Just explain what you want to do, then it does it for you. Yeah. That's about this text box. Then you can see we have a table here. Sure, for you, it's a new environment, so you not see it. So you will see the recent chatbots you've worked on. Okay, you can see a table that shows metadata. So the last time it was published, who owns the bots, or the type of agent that was built. You can see all of that on this table here. It's all more descriptive. Then we have the explore agent section here. So with these two, also to make work a lot easier, these are templates. So let's say you want to build an IT help desk agent or like a website Q&A agent. You can pick a template, fill a few forms, and then the agent will be built in a jiffy. So instead of, let's say, explaining in natural language how you want the agent to be built, just pick a quick template, fill a few forms, and you have an agent that suits that use case. Okay, so that's about the home page, right? Let's go to the create page. So the create page, most of the time, this is where the party starts. Okay, so you can start creating our agent from here. You can see this big blue button here that we can click on to start creating our agent. We'll be clicking that in a few moments. You can also see the templates we saw before. So this way, unless you want to start creating your agents, you can easily use this page to do that. Okay, so that's about the create stage. So this is where you typically start creating your agent, right? Then for the agents tab 2, so here you would see a list of all the agents that you have available to yourself. So either the agent was built by you or you someone shared it with you. You can see all of the agents you have access to with a lot more detail. You can also start creating your agent from here, or you can also import agents. So importing agents, just like I mentioned before, where you can have agents within different environments. So you could have, let's say, agents within a finance environment that you want to use within the HR team. Okay, so you can import those agents between environments as well. Okay, so that's about the agent section. Then for flows and tools, these ones, bear in mind that these are used to extend the capabilities of these Copilot agents. So these are flexible. Let's say you want to have your agents connect to, let's say, an MCP server or a REST API to get information, or a database, or let's say an Excel file somewhere. You can easily do this using the tools and flows to handle those interactions. Okay, so just bear in mind that these tools are used for that. So that's a little beyond the scope of this training. If you need to do that, we also have a backend call to help you out with that. Okay, so home, create, agents, flows, and tools for extensibility. Okay, so these are more like plugins. Okay, so let's go back to the create stage. Is everybody navigated? So we're about to start creating. So we've explained the interface of Copilot Studio we have available to ourselves. Let's ensure that we are on this page. Let's all navigate to the create stage. Then we can start building. Okay, so I believe everybody should be here. So now let's click on this big blue button here. So still at any point, if you have any challenge, you just drop a chat, would help you out very quickly. Okay. So now we started building, so everybody's hand should be on deck now. We are now creating our agents. Okay. Okay, so on this page, you can see that we have a pill here. So this pill gives us two options. You can either describe our agent as we mentioned before, where you can just in natural language explain how your agent should work, and then another agent will build it for you. Okay, but today we want to go a little more into detail, a little more granular with how you want to build our agent. So we'll go to configure. So we have a little more control over how our agent is going to be built. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, we have something different. So we can start personalizing our agent. So we can easily change the logo. We have customization out of the box. So let's click on this pencil. So it allows us to upload an icon from our laptops, okay, to make it look a little more like what it's supposed to do. Okay, so let's upload our icon here. So you can pick an image from your laptop. So it could be an image of a logo of your organization or something that just suits this use case. So I'm using an HR scenario, so I just pick the logo or an icon that speaks to HR. So it could be anything of a choice. So just be creative with it. Okay. So for my HR scenario, I'll just use an HR icon. I'll click on apply. So already this makes our agent stand out from every other agents out there, since I don't think any other agents will have our company logo on it. Then for the next step, we also name our agent. Okay. So for our example, let's ensure that since we're all in the same environment, let's make our agents have like a lot more different names. So what I'll do is I'll just name mine HR web. So I'll just add my name to the end, suffix it, my name at the end, so that it just stands out from everybody's agent. Okay. So we name our agent, make it a little more descriptive, but let it also stand out from everybody's agent. Then next, we have the description. So with the description, we're actually going to help anyone who's going to interact with our agent, either going to extend the capabilities of our agents or just going to chat with our agent. Okay, so description is going to help everybody out with that. So I'll just copy a description we have pre-made. We'll also be dropping the same thing in the chat. So you can use your own description to just describe what your agent to do. So it's an HR agent. So we'll have a description that speaks to HR. Okay, so I have one here. Let me just copy that and paste it here. So it would help you with something similar to. So let's imagine you are building this within your own environment. You do something that speaks to your organization. So since you're using Rank Enterprise, our description speaks to Rank Enterprise employees. Okay. So that's how we describe our agent, what it's going to do. Then we have our instructions next. So this instructions goes directly to the agent to tell it what to do. Okay, so our agent is a clean slate right now. It's like a new joiner, a new employee. You have to give it orders or tasks on what to do. So instructions are going to guide it just to fine-tune the responses of the agent. Okay, so we have a little more control over how it's going to respond. Okay, so that also be dropped in the chat by the facilitators. All right. So we'll be dropping the same thing I'm copying and pasting here. So let's walk us through a few things. So first of all, we are telling our agent to base all of its answers on the employee handbook we'll be sharing with it. That will also be shared with you. So also keep your eye on the chat. Okay, so everything I'm sharing here would be dropped in the chat so we can have access to it. Also, the PDF that we'll be using as an knowledge base would be in the chat. So just keep an eye on that too. So we're telling our agents to always base its responses on the employee handbook that we'll share with it. Keep the responses clear. Okay, a few other things. So all of these things are just guardrails on how to guide your agent on how to respond, how to react. still maintaining context. Okay, so agents can be creative, but you don't want it to go out of its way to do anything. You want to ensure that it's within the context of our intention. Okay, so that's about the instructions. Then this point is knowledge. So with the knowledge, this is what makes our agent stand out from every other agent. From Copilot, from Microsoft 365 to all the language models you have out there. So you are familiar with ChatGPT, Claude, all of those things, but the thing that they don't have the data that we have. Okay, so that's what makes our Copilot Studio agent stand out. We can actually fine tune this agent quite easily to handle our conversations or to understand our context, our language, our processes. Okay, so we'll be adding that after we create the agent when it goes to the staging stage. All right, then we can see we have another option here too. This is web search. Okay, so please ensure that this is turned off or this is disabled. So what it does is that if it's enabled, it makes your agent also very general. So agents can still maintain the context of your environment or what you give it, but it can also go out on the web to get more information. But for our use case, we want to disable that so that we limit our agent to only the information that we give it. Okay, so our agents can be creative, or they are very curious for information. So if you turn it on, it can actually go out of the internet to buttress the information that we've given it already. Or if it doesn't find that information within your context, it can actually go out of its way to get more information. But for today, we are going to disable that as well. Okay. So I believe we're on the same page. Let me just go over so that everybody catches up. So first of all, we change the logo. Okay, we use an icon that suits our use case. It could be your company logo, even your own picture if you like. Okay, just go ham with it. We also named our agent, ensuring that it will be a lot different from everybody's agent as well. So just let's say, for instance, just suffix your name at the end because we're in the same environment. You don't want to have clashing names. Then we describe our agent. So anyone who is going to be using our agent or chatting with it or extending it can know what the agent does out of the box. Then also we give our agent instructions so we can guide it on how to react, how to respond, ensure that it maintains context too. Okay. They also talk about the knowledge, what we'll be adding next. Okay, the knowledge was going to make it stand out from every other agent out there. Okay, so I believe we are all fine. We're on the same page. So now let's click on this blue button at the top right corner. All right. So while it's being, so agents will be created, okay, but it's not going to be published yet. So while it's doing that, let's just go to the document to be working with. So I believe the document has been shared in the chat or will be shared in a short while. So this is an employee handbook we'll be working with. So there's just a tip of the iceberg when it comes to typical handbooks. So you could have a handbook that spans, let's say, 100 pages. I've even seen one that goes to 1,000 pages. Okay, then there's a new joiner that has joined. You're going to expect them to be able to go through all of this information within the shortest possible time, okay, to get up to speed. But that's where the power of our agents come in. So they can go through these documents in seconds and you can ask information from any point of these documents. Okay, that's the type of overhead these agents take from us. So be uploading this document to our knowledge base of our agents. Our agents will be aware of this and we can ask any question from this document. Okay, so let's minimize this. Our agents should be provisioned by now.
Coach, sorry to interrupt. Someone asks if you can explain what the instruction does. So maybe as you go ahead, you can explain what the instruction does when building Copilot agent.
The instructions that we gave it.
Yeah, the instruction we gave to the agent, if you can explain a bit more.
All right, sure. I'll do that, sure. I think that's noted. All right. So our agent has been provisioned. So at this point, our agent has been provisioned, but it has not been published yet. So people still cannot see. So we are still trying out things, we are still testing it out. So first of all, we named our agent. So you can see the name here, provided a description should show up in a bit. Let's refresh the page, everything shows up. So I'll be going through the instructions again, as Priscilla said, when we get to that point. Also, let's ensure that everybody is on the same page as us. Okay. If you have any challenges, just show by hand or drop a message in the chat. All right. So everything's showing up now. Okay. So we're going over what we've done so far. So we named our agent. Okay. HR where you could append your name at the end so that it stands out from every other agent. You can also edit it. Okay. So you're not stuck with what you did before. You can edit it. So at any point, if you change your mind on what your agent should be named, you could do that. Then also we described our agent. Okay. So we gave it a description to tell everyone or anyone who's going to be using our agent, either going to extend it or just going to communicate with it. So they know what our agent is about, what our agent is going to do. So for example, our agent is a workplace assistant for HR. Okay, that answers any questions about company policies, benefits, leave, onboarding, and the likes. Okay. Then we have a new option here too. This is orchestration. So in orchestration, it enables the AI to determine how best to respond to users and events while remaining within context. Okay. So agents are creative, so they can handle conversations on their own. Okay. So you just don't have a straitjacket approach to responding. Okay. We want to give it a leeway to just be a little more creative. So not every conversation is the same. So with that, we can turn this orchestration on, okay, to do that. Then we can also see another new thing here, which is the agents model. So we can see GPT-4o. I'm sure this is one of the most common models we've ever come across, from Ketty of OpenAI. But then we can also pick and choose what model we want to use. Let's say we fine-tune a model for a particular use case on Azure AI Foundry, or we are more familiar with Claude or Grok. We can pick and choose what model we want to do or want to use. Let's want to use a model that's more numerically aware, or one that can process images a lot better. We could just pick and choose what model we want to use. But for our use case, it's a lot more text-based. So we are using the GPT-4o model. That's fine for what we're doing. Okay, so I think this is what Priscilla mentioned, where she wants us to go to the instructions again. So with the instructions, it's a way of like giving commands to the agent, okay, telling them what to do. So agents are built from scratch. They don't know anything, okay? They're, let's say, a clean slate. So with the instructions, you're actually telling how to respond. If you tell it to, let's say, respond, let's say, capital letters, you can do that. You can let's respond this way. So just a way to get guide it on its conversations, okay, where to get information from, what to prioritize, okay, how to greet people and all of that. You can do that with the instructions. So just like giving, let's say, subordinate instructions on what to do, okay? So that's about the instruction section. So typically, we're just telling it to base its answers, all of its responses on the employee handbook, okay? We're also telling it that it doesn't really need to include a reference. You are fine without a reference. You can keep responses clear. So in a situation where we want to actually have references, because we tell that, okay, reference it every time. It's okay, so you know where it's coming from. Okay, so all of these things are just a way of just guiding our agent on how to respond. They can be creative, but they can be a little, they can also be trained to actually maintain context. Then we talked about the knowledge too. So knowledge is where what makes our agent stand out from every other agent as well. Okay, so this is where we give it our data or our information, so it understands our context as opposed to, let's say, a more general agent. Okay, so let's do that now. I believe the PDF has been shared in the chat, so everyone should have access to it. So we'll click on Add Knowledge. So we'll see the options that we have. So right here, from the get-go, we can see that we have access to a number of sources that we can connect to. So be it your ERP being Dynamics 365, you want to connect to your SQL database, or even your own public websites. So let's say you build and deploy this agent on your website, which you can easily do. And then you have, let's say, a large website, there's a lot of information there. People, let's say, struggle to get information from all the pages. You can provide a link to your website to your agent. Your agent can pass all of this information. Then people can ask it information from any part of the website. Your agent will be aware of it and respond to them accordingly. Okay. So that's one of the use cases. The typical use case is just having a chatbot on your website that actually answers questions based on the information on your website. Also, it can also give you multiple sources too. So let's say SharePoint library or SQL database to get information from there as well. One of the interesting parts that we have is SharePoint. Okay. So SharePoint being the go-to document management system of Microsoft. So typically what you want to do is that you would like to have a dedicated SharePoint library where you put all of the documents you want your agent to be aware of there. Okay, so with that, anytime you take out a document or you add a document, your agent will be aware automatically instead of having to upload and drop documents every single time. So if these are not enough for you, you also have other data sources too. So let's say you have an Oracle database, you can easily connect to that too. Or you want to connect to, let's say, Snowflake. Okay, all of these are available. So you are not just limited to the Microsoft ecosystem. These agents are very flexible. They can connect to multiple sources as well. Okay, and even if you have access, you have difficulty connecting to, let's say, a niche kind of database, that's when you have access to the flows and tools that we mentioned before. Okay, also connect using OData. Okay, so that's about the connectors that we have. But what we'll be doing is that we'll be connecting to OneDrive. Okay, so with our accounts, we also have access to OneDrive as well. So let's click on OneDrive. Then we'll click on Browse Items. So you can see all of the items within our OneDrive. So OneDrive is a cloud-based storage for personal use. So it will be very easy to have our agents. So depending on your connection, you should be able to connect to it. Okay. Hope nobody's having challenges connecting to OneDrive. All right. So you can see all of the documents available to you. So let's go to my files. So you can see more features. All right. So in my files, you can see all the folders, all of the documents you've uploaded to OneDrive. I'm sure yours should be empty right now. So if you want to add a document to OneDrive, let's click on Upload. So right now I'll be using the Rank Enterprise manual. So let's follow this. So click on Files. All right. Then we'll find the Rank Enterprise HR Policy manual. I want to upload it to OneDrive. All right. So for me, I already have it within OneDrive. So I'll just cancel the option. Okay. So with that, you can easily upload it to OneDrive. So once it's there, you can see it should show up here. Then you select it, then confirm your selection. So this is going to be an analysis. So as you can see, if we have multiple data sources, you can see all of those sources here. So this is going to be a list of all of the information given to our agent. So as you can see, it's from OneDrive. Then we can see the link to it here, the name of the document. Okay. So let's just add it to the agent. So in a few seconds, a few moments, our agent should be aware of this data, and we can ask information from any part of the document. Okay. You can also go to a document as well. Then just imagine, okay, well, I want to ask it something maybe at the bottom of the document when maybe you'll find difficulty. Just try it out. Okay. I'm sure by this time you're also thinking about certain scenarios where you had to go through a lot of documents. Let's say in the legal team, or let's say just a proposal of some sort. You've had some challenges with this kind of documents. You can easily upload that document to your agent and just chat with the agent to get you more information about it. Just a summary or information from specific sections. So as you can see, PDF has been uploaded from OneDrive and it's ready. So agents can be queried concerning this information right now. So let's go over the other sections as well before we jump on communicating with the agent. Right. So what you saw before was web search. So web search, as I mentioned, it enables your agents to go out of scope to the internet to get more information, either to buttress what you've given it already or what it has access to, or to get fresh information. Okay. But for our context, we want to disable it to ensure that it's always going to maintain information from only the sources that we've given it. Okay. So as you mentioned before, tools are also a way of extending our agent. So let's say creating a plugin of some sort to enhance the functionality. Let's say you want to get information from a REST API, want our agent to actually call a REST API, or get information from a particular database or an Excel online file. You can easily do that using our tools. Okay. We also have triggers. So with triggers, you're not limited to just chatting with your agent. You want your agent to, let's say, run a specific task when an event happens. Let's say when an email is shared or a REST API is called or something happens. You can just be creative with it. Okay, so a trigger is an event that causes your agent to kick into action. So just bear in mind that you can also like ensure your agent is active that way. Okay, so that's about triggers. Then we also have agents. So there's something we've not seen yet. With this agent section 2, let's say we are building this agent right now. Tomorrow, we want to build another agent that has the functionality that we built for this particular agent you are building today. So you can easily import the old agent or the previous agent into the new agent you are building. So you don't have to actually build that functionality from scratch all over again. Okay, I hope everybody understands that. I hope I didn't miss anybody with that. If you have any questions, just drop in the chat, we'll answer you. Okay, so let me just go over it again. So with this agent section, okay, we are building the functionality of this agent today to respond to queries. Let's say tomorrow we are building another agent that we want to use the functionality we are building today. We can easily import this agent into the new agent we are building. So we don't have to actually build that functionality from scratch again. So it's only a way to achieve the dream of this Copilot agent, okay, of saving time and resources. So you don't have to actually build it from scratch all over again. Okay, so you can have like a host of smaller agents and have bigger agents that use the functionalities of these small agents. Okay, so that's how these agents work in tandem. All right. Then for topics, you've not seen this one yet too. So as you can see, you can see some words here or some phrases. Okay, so it's like start over, greeting, goodbye. So topics are a way of actually guiding our agents to handling conversations. So we can use particular trigger phrase. Let's say you can use a phrase like, my laptop is not working. Okay, I can't send emails. So when the agent sees this kind of phrase, you can guide their conversation on how to respond to, let's say, the end user. So a typical scenario, let's say something that would be more familiar with, let's say we want to ask our boss for, let's say, a raise, or want to ask for some allowance of some sort. In your mind, you know that typically it's very obvious that he can say no. Okay, so your mind, you plan out the conversation. Okay, if he says no, that's not the end of the conversation. That's not the end of the world. He will say this, he will say that, it will branch towards the side. So you can actually curate a response for every interaction, everything that he says. Okay, so that's where the topics come into play. So you can actually, in your mind, plan out typical conversations that our agents might come across. So agents are very creative. They can handle conversations on their own, but you can also have more control over how these conversations go. Okay, let's say someone says something like this, let's get the information from here to guide the conversation. Okay, so that's about topics. Okay, so as you can see, we've named our agent, given the description. Orchestration helps our agents to respond better. We can change our agent's model quite easily. We are not stuck with what Microsoft gives us. Or we also have instructions to tell our agents what to do. Okay, how to respond, where to get information from, what to focus on. We can easily do that with the instructions. Then we added our knowledge source, which was our PDF file. Okay, so our agents are aware of that. We can easily ask any question about our document. Okay, we also ensure that our website is turned off so that our agent maintains our context that we've given it, as opposed to going out of its way to get more information. Okay, just to a way to just reduce hallucination, ensure that we have control over where it's getting information from. Then for tools, we know that we can use these to extend the capabilities of our agents. Okay. Then for triggers, these are events that we can set up to cause our agents to work. Okay. So be it an email being shared or being sent to an inbox, a REST API call or some sort, or we can schedule, let's say, a particular time in the day for agents to start working on something very easily. Then for agents, we know that we can import the functionality of existing agents into the new agents that we are building. That's quite seamless. Then for topics, these are a way of just guiding conversations with our agents as well. Okay, just fine-tuning how these conversations might go, the branches and everything. Okay, so that's about it. Everybody should be fine. If not, just prompt a team. We are always ready to help you out. Okay. So as you can see, you have this pane here where we can start communicating with our agents. Okay, so our agents are aware of our document. So we'll be asking us something not general, something that should be coming from our document. Okay, so for that too, we'll be sharing a few questions you can ask them or the agent for the document. So let's just copy and paste something there. You can also use your own discretion to just come up with a question that you want to ask the agent. So what I want to ask you today is how to apply for annual leave and how much time I'm entitled to. Okay, let's see how the response goes. It's going to respond to us or not. All right. So as you can see, it's going to acknowledge source. And then this might be confusing, but it's just a guardrail that Microsoft puts in place. Okay. So Origins realizes that we're supposed to get information from is within OneDrive. Then as much as we provided a data source, it realizes that it doesn't have access to it yet. Okay. So by now you'll be thinking that, okay, so if we give access to our SharePoint, it's going to get all the information from there, all the documents. Okay. But the answer is no. It's only going to get information that you give it. So all of your C-level documents or confidential documents are fine. Okay. So the person who is building the agent is really going to be able to give it access to information that they can give it. Okay. So information that they have access to. So you're rest assured that it's not going to be able to access your whole database or your whole SharePoint site. So if I'm building the agent, I only have to access to one table within your database. Okay. Or I have only restricted access to an API. I can only give that particular information I have access to the agent. Okay, so that's about it. So if you're prompted with it, just allow the agent to have access to your OneDrive. Then you can see your response. So this is coming from our document. This is not from anywhere. So from Rock Enterprise, you can see that I'm entitled to 20 days of annual leave. Okay, 12 months of continuous service. All of these things are pertaining from our document. As you can see, our agent is working fine. We've tested it, it's working. Now we can actually share it or publish it so other people can also have access to it. Okay. So I hope everybody's on this page. Everybody has created their agent, tested it, given it access to OneDrive, and queried it to get information from it. Okay. So that's about it. So now what we'll do is that we're going to publish it, as you mentioned before, so people can have access to our agent. So I'll click on publish here. When you publish your agent, people can access your agent, can communicate with it, can chat with it. Okay. It just take a few seconds to publish. When our agent is leaving the testing stage, which is the Copilot Studio environment, and now you can publish it and actually deploy it to different channels. So channels being where your agent is going to be communicated with. Okay. So you can see that there's something new here. You can see that our agent has been published successfully. Okay, so being published means that now it's available to be used. Okay, now what we do is that we'll deploy it to a channel, okay, where people can chat with it. But before that, let me just go through the tabs that we have here. We get to channels and then we handle the deployment there. Okay, so let's go by the overview again. So we've been to this page a couple of times. I'll just go over. We named our agent, ensure that it's very descriptive, but it's different from everybody's agent's name. We give it a description to ensure that whoever is going to use it understands what they're going to do with it. Either going to extend it or just going to communicate with it. They'll see this description and know how to go about the conversation. Then orchestration helps our agent to get a little more creative, but still remaining within context. Then for the agent model, we are using a GPT-4o model, but bear in mind that we can always pick and choose what model we want to use. Okay. Then because our agent has been deployed, you can see some analytics here. So if our agent is being conversed with, if it's active, you can see that you would see the engagement satisfaction score. So anytime people interact with our agent, we can actually give a score. Okay. Then see how many sessions our agent is handling. Then for the instructions, this is a way of giving rules, okay, or commands to our agent on how to react. Okay, so tell it to maintain a friendly tone. Okay, always ensure that the answers are coming from only the sources that you're giving it. Okay, things like that. So based on your own discretion, you give it and fine-tune your instructions accordingly. Then we also learn that the knowledge is the point that ensures that our agent is very different from every other agent out there. Okay, so I believe that most of the agents out there will not have our processes in mind or our data. So this way we can give it our data, our processes, we can speak our language. So it's a more familiar agent that can work on the fly. Okay. Then we also ensure that this web search feature is also turned off. So our agents remains within the content that we're giving it. It doesn't go out of its way to get information from the internet. Okay. Then for tools, you know that you can use this to extend our agent. Triggers are events that cause our agent to spring into action. Okay. Then agents are a way of importing functionality from different agents within the new agent that we are creating. And then topics are a way of guiding our agents' conversations and how to respond to end users. Okay. So we are fine with that. That's about the overview. So for the next tab, we have knowledge. So this is dedicated to the knowledge sources. So any knowledge source that we may have added, we will be able to see information about it here. So we can actually pick and choose what knowledge source you want to. You can delete the knowledge source if you like. You can maintain it. Okay, we'll do all of that. Then you can see this page is also dedicated to tools. So if we created tools, let's say a tool that connects to an MCP server, REST API, we can see all of those tools here. Then if we've also added agents that we've already built, we can see all of those ones here as well. Then for topics, if we've also tried to fine-tune our agent's conversation, okay, we can easily see that here. So these are trigger phrases that are created out of the box. Things like greeting, like goodbye, start over, these are fine. Our agents can handle those. But if we want something like, let's say my laptop just crashed, like I'm facing a blue screen situation, you can guide our agent on how to handle those conversations. It's at a point you wanted to get more information from, let's say, a particular site or a database, you can easily do that with the topics to handle those conversations. Then you can see activity and analytics. So we will not see much here, but when our agent is working, it's in production, we can see, you can use this to actually gauge how our agent is performing. So we'd see, let's say, a typical dashboard of if our agent is having to escalate to, let's say, a human in the loop. Are people satisfied with our agents? Is our agents really being engaged? Okay, how are people using our agents? So we have just a report of how our agent is working. Okay, so you know that we are making good use of our investment in our newly built agents. Finally, we have the channels tab too. So with channels, these are the avenues or the places that our agents will be communicated with. Okay, so these agents might be new to your organization. And we know that when it comes to adoption and change management, it might take some time for people to adapt to. So there's a way of ensuring that you don't have to chat with the agents in an obscure environment. It's actually going to be presented where you're familiar with. So let's say your organization is, let's say, heavily using Slack or Teams, okay, or Telegram or WhatsApp. You could deploy your agents to all of these channels, or you want it to be an external facing agent. You could use this web app feature to get an iframe, just install it in your web page, and then your agents can actually communicate with end users on there. Okay, so you have spot for choice when it comes to avenues or channels where your agents can communicate with other people. But for today, we'll be using Teams, which is the typical business application or communication application for business. So let's click on Teams here. So we'll be faced with this panel. Okay, so Teams is the channel we're going to be using for our agents. So kindly ensure that this is also ticked. So we also have access to Microsoft 365 Copilots in the cloud. Okay, so our agents will be available on there. So in as much as we can communicate with our more general Microsoft 365 Copilot agents, with these custom agents, we can actually communicate with it on there as well. So let's ensure this is ticked. Then we'll click on Add Channel. So we're adding Teams and Microsoft 365 Copilot as one of the channels that we want to communicate our agents with. Okay, so be it Slack, be it WhatsApp, be it Telegram, we could easily communicate with these agents on there. Okay, so now our agent has been added. Our channel has been added to the agent. Now you can see how our agents will look like in Teams. So let's see. Click on Teams, see agent in Teams. All right. Then if you're prompted with it, just say you should open Teams. Hope we are all fine. We are on the same page. So we've deployed our agent, published our agents. Now we are deploying it to our Teams channel. Okay, so we should come up with this panel. Maybe some of you may have some challenges. Hope not. But then, as you can see, you have this panel here. So we can see the name of our agents. You can see this add button here. So this big blue button here. Let's click on add. So once you add it to our Teams channel, we can chat with our agents, very similar to what our new joiners should be how agents should be chatting with HR. So typically they'll just be sending messages to HR. Okay, so it might take some time for them to respond, but these agents will reply very quickly. So as it has been added, let's open that particular chat to see how it would respond to us. All right. So this, just like how we chat with our colleagues within our environment, it's the same kind of chat window. Okay, just that it's an agent for the backend, but this agent is going to have all of the time for us. It's not, let's say, busy responding to emails or presenting, might take some time for it to respond. So I just say it's always available. So let's just greet our agent. Let's say hi. So our agents also responds to us, oh, how can I help you today? They'll say, okay, let's give it the same question that we asked it during the testing phase. How do I apply for annual leave and how much am I entitled to? So it should be the same response that we should expect. Okay, so you can see. So I prompted with this. So in as much as we deployed it to a new channel, it also, for the first time, it also has to ensure that it has access to the information that we've given it. Okay. So we're giving it access to the information now. Now it's able to access the knowledge source or the knowledge base to get the information that we require. So we'll think for it a few moments while going to the information to get what we actually need. And she'll respond to us. I hope you're all here though. So if you have any challenges, just raise your hand. By raise of hand, we'll just be able to respond to you accordingly. Let's say if your connection is also laggy, it might take some time to provide you a response. All right. So my connection was lagging for quite a bit. So as you can see, with the same question that we prompted it before within the test phase, our agent has responded to us, telling us the same thing, okay, that we're entitled to 20 days annual leave within the year, okay, with 12 months of continuous service, okay. So everything is the same. Our agent is working just like it would within the testing phase, okay. So at this point, everybody is fine. Everybody has gotten here. We have our own agent that we built. So this is just a tip of the iceberg when it comes to the features and capabilities of what we can do with Copilot Studio. So bear in mind that we have very general agents out there, but with Copilot Studio, Microsoft gives us the canvas to actually build our own agents from scratch, one that speaks our own language, that understands our business processes, how we work. Okay. So we believe from here, you take this just as like a foundation to build your own agent. And at any point, if you have any questions, you have any challenges, you can also call on the Reliance team, then we can actually help you out. Okay. So we are here to make on call at all times. Just reach out to us anytime. So at this point, also thank you for listening. I'll be handing over to Priscilla to carry on with the engagement. Okay. Thank you for listening once more. Priscilla, over to you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Kojo. Watching that live demo really brought everything to life. You know, it's one thing to talk about AI, but it's actually another thing to build it and have it successfully perform tasks you actually built it for. So that was amazing. I hope we're all following along and we got to try a few steps ourselves. And if you were not able to, or if you didn't get a chance to, no worries. You will have access to the recordings. We'll send that to you along with the login details again, so you can explore and build at your own pace. No rush. It's a step-by-step process, so you can build at your own pace. Now, before we move on to the final segment of today's session, we want to take a few moments to hear your questions. If you do have, we can take a couple of questions that as we'll have Kojo still on the call with us here. So please, if you have a couple of questions, drop them in the chat window. Kojo will be able to answer 1 or 2 questions before he drops off and we move on to the next segment. So if you have a couple of questions, we can take a couple of questions and then we can move forward with this session. Okay, so previously, Kojo, a participant asked about the licensing to be able to use Copilot Studio because we were confused with Copilot and then Copilot Studio. So could you clarify that as you're still with us on the call? The licensing that one needs to get to be able to utilize Copilot Studio to the fullest. So if we could clarify on that, yes.
All right, that's fine. All right, so with the Copilot for Microsoft 365, so that's a per user license that everybody can get. So people who want to have access to Copilot for M365, they can have that. But one of the benefits of Copilot Studio is that it's a tenant-wide license. So once you have the initial license for Microsoft 365, when you want to onboard Copilot Studio, you can easily do that. And it's not per user, it's for the whole tenant. So any chatbot that you configure there can be accessible by anyone who has the Copilot license itself. So when it comes to licenses, we are quite flexible on there. You don't require much after you make your initial investment in Microsoft 365 Copilot. Believe that.
I don't know if it's just me or I lost you. Please, can you hear me? Please give a thumbs up if you can hear me speak. All right. So, Kojo, I think we lost you for a moment, but we did get the brief on the different licenses we need to acquire. So thank you very much for that. So we'll be moving on to the next segment of today's session. Okay. I believe we still have one more question. Kojo, are you still here?
Well, I'm here.
Okay. So Joshua asks, now that my agent is live, can I have this agent imported into other organization teams?
Other organization team. So I want to know what you mean by other organization. So let's say I'm building these agents within Reliance. Okay, so within the tenant, I can share these agents with anyone. Okay, but if you're talking about organizations outside of your company, it will be more advisable to, let's say, have an external facing chatbot. So one, let's say, within your website, you can have that iframe where people can communicate with it. But if you want to share externally, that's the way to go. But if you want to deploy on Teams, it's going to be within your organization.
All right. Thank you for that clarification. Okay. Do you still have something else to say, Kojo?
That's fine. I just want to know if that answers this question. If you could give, let's say, a thumbs up, or you could just indicate in the chat. But you could follow, you could go along.
All right, thank you so much for that clarity. I see a thumbs up from Joshua. So thank you for that clarification, Kojo. Thank you for that practical walkthrough. Also, that was very, very amazing and quite amazing to see how it all played out. So thank you so much for that. All right, so we've seen AI in action. We've built it. We've built with it. And now it's time to wrap things up with some real world wisdom. Please, am I still audible? Can I see like a thumbs up? All right. So our final session will focus on something that is just as important as the technology itself, and that is the best practices. You know, the do's and the don'ts and the smart way to keep your AI assistant ethical, efficient, and effective. I call that my 3 big E's: ethical, efficient, and effective. Because let's be honest, it's as exciting as it is to use AI, how we use it even matters more. And to walk us through this crucial part, we have Tuto Lama, our expert on AI governance and responsible usage. So Tuto, the floor is yours. Over to you. Are you hearing me?
I hear you. Good day, everyone. Yeah, I hope that you have been able to enjoy that session, being able to get your hands dirty, being able to also use Copilot Studio to create your own thing. You saw that there were no lines of code. This is something that each one of you can just take it up onto yourself and create. We don't need experts to actually do this. And it's so nice to actually build something and it actually does exactly what you have configured it to do or instructed it to do. So now it's time that we take a moment and talk about what makes those agents secure, reliable, and responsible once they are in real use, right? Because that's one of the most important things. We can't just be using things and not looking into the reliability, the security of the solutions, the tools that we use as well. So when you start building in Copilot Studio, it's tempting to focus on what your agent can do. But what really defines success is how clearly you set its limits and responsibilities. And it all starts with clarity, defining exactly what your agent should handle. It's just as importantly as what it shouldn't, right? And most issues we see happen with people when they create their own agent is that it's either they're given too broad of a scope or too much freedom, which is not fine. And next, we look at what we call the secure foundation, where you apply the least privilege. You set roles-based permissions as well, and use data loss prevention policies to protect sensitive information. The most common mistakes come from over-permissionized agents that can access systems that they do not need at all. That's where we need to give it guidance. We need to set its tone. We need to set its behavior and how it should respond when something falls out of its scope. Agents don't guess well. They follow structure. Hence, that's why we gave it that document to use it as a knowledge base, and it followed exactly what we had given it. And when you test, make sure that you test for reality. Go beyond the happy path. Try and complete questions, edge cases, even the occasional nonsense input. Try incomplete words even. Skipping this is where most surprises come from later. And always keep a human heartbeat in the loop. What we mean is that let people review your outputs, especially in sensitive or high impact situations. AI should support judgment and never have to replace it. Once your agent is live, you have to stay watchful, which is to monitor it, review it, retrain as much as you can, especially when your data changes. Many projects lose trust not because of design flaws, but because no one checks back after launch. And finally, build trust. Be transparent. Let users know when they're interacting with an AI system and where those boundaries lie. That's what turns automation into something dependable. So responsible design isn't just about slowing innovation, right? It's about making it sustainable. It's what keeps your AI useful and also safe and credible even long after launch. You're not just going to create this AI and deploy it and just forget about it as long as people use it. Now, all these principles, clarity, security, oversight, and trust, aren't just things that we recommend. It's the same ideas that we've been putting into our own products. Take, for example, we have a flagship document management system called DocFort, which we have added an AI chatbot right inside it to help users navigate the platform. Finding documents, understanding workflows, and getting quick guidance without needing to ask for help. It's very simple, it's intuitive, and also secure by design. Let's look at another application that we have built as well. We have AI inbuilt into our help desk and ticket routing, as well as query handling. It classifies, directs, and instantly helping support teams respond faster and stay consistent, all while keeping humans in charge of the final communication. These two applications are examples of what we do internally to put into our own products in regards to AI. So what is basically our role here? As more teams start exploring their own Copilot agents, that's exactly where we come in. We help you do it securely with the right foundation as well. Whether it's managing Copilot licenses, setting up governance policies, running assessments for you to see if you indeed really need AI, or what teams really need AI, or advising your team as you build and deploy agents. Our goal is to help you move confidently. Hence, we have this webinar to adopt AI that fits your organization standards and not fight them. So the message really is, AI doesn't need to be risky or abstract at all. With the right practices in place, it becomes something teams can trust, scale, and rely on. In both products that I showed you, AI isn't just a headline feature. It's a quiet helper that makes the experience smoother. That's the kind of integration we believe in, that is thoughtful, contained, and trustworthy as well. So as you go out to your different workplaces, I hope that you'll be able to build a lot more AI chatbots and also be able to work with M365 Copilot as well. So as you can see on the screen there, these are the different kind of Copilot licensing that are available, and also with the features to tell you who needs this, who's the target audience as well. There's just a few of them. There are other specialized Copilot licenses for your sales, for your HR, for your finance as well. So to the ones that we are speaking about, here are the ones that are available as well, that will be able to help you in the long run as well, who needs it, running those assessments as well. So I hope that you enjoyed the session, and thank you for listening. Over to you, Priscilla.
All right, thank you so much, Tutu, for those astute and discerning do's and don'ts, and also for the clarity on the Copilot licenses. So I believe we've been able to capture that, and for more information, I believe they can reach out back to us. So thank you again, Tutu, for those words, and I believe they will help us navigate our use of AI in the right way. And remember my 3 E's: effective, efficient, and ethical. Ethical is a very, very big one for me. So thank you once again, Tutu, for that. So I can't believe we've come to the end of our event. Okay. Hello.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are, sir. I was about to introduce you. Yes. Yes. The floor is yours.
Okay, go ahead.
No. The floor is yours. You can go ahead with the closing remarks, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I hope we've been able to at least get you started. So our target is to look at organizations who are a journey in their AI. We want to see how we can help you to accelerate that journey, and then to also let you know best practice, what you need to do, at least provide hand-holding from our experience across the globe. If you notice, you see that the first presenter is Dorcas from Kenya, where we have a lot of experiences there. And also we have Toba himself, Nigeria, and then we have Tutulama, Botswana, and Southern Africa. We also have presence in other countries. And then generally on this, yes, AI, some might say it's a buzzword. Some might say the news is all over the places. So our perspective is to look at how Microsoft is looking at this. In terms of security and enterprise, that's where Microsoft stands out. There's a whole lot happening in the AI space. If you look at those pushing it, whether is Grok or is Meta AI, is Gemini, you could name it. A lot of them are doing their, as I think even NVIDIA just got about a $5 trillion valuation. That tells you AI is big deal. But Microsoft is coming from the enterprise space, and that's why we're focusing on the Copilot Studio. And so in terms of security, for instance, you might be designing a system or a chatbot. I'm sure you probably don't want to, the CEO might not want everyone maybe to know how much he earns. Maybe that may cause some issues. Or there might be some other private issues, private concern that the organizations want to protect. Privacy is something that is very, very, very important. And Tutu spoke a while ago on responsible use of AI. And so Microsoft is heavily on this. And also from what Tutu also said, we don't see AI as the whole solution to all problems. So one of the things we look at first is the first thing that must come to mind for big organizations if you really want to, you don't want to get left behind this AI. There are major three things that must take place. One of them is the employee experience. How does the employee, how are they in the place of their work? How is their well-being? Are their mind really on the job? Do they really want to get the job done? And then from that, we move on to employee enablement. Do they have the right tools to do the things that they should do? And Microsoft heavily focus on the productivity. A co-pilot for M365, which Tom Agbale spoke about, that demonstrated, it's a solution that will help organizations to fast track AI adoption, and that comes from the productivity standpoint in terms of allowing employees to get things done faster, improve efficiency, and get things done quicker and be more productive. But that is if the employees want to use these tools. So, and that's the enablement. That's why we've shown you what Microsoft has been able to do with their own AI. Now, you want to build your own. It is the benefit of AI comes in when the employees themselves are the ones demanding for the AI, and not when we see AI as coming in to replace the employees. That isn't the way to go. The AI isn't coming to take the employee's job. Rather, an ideal situation or a preferred situation is a situation where the employees themselves are the ones who are requiring to use this AI to become very productive. And that is when we start seeing the jobs that the AI are creating and the jobs that the AI are protecting. Bringing AI and sacking workers. Some big organizations have done that, and they've gotten their hands and they're getting their fingers burnt. So isn't the way to go at those three things: employee experience, employee enablement, and then employee themselves requesting to use AI. So as you go on to build your own AI, you need to have this in mind. The idea is to help every employee to be better at what they do. As you build your AI, you must also have empathy as you build. And you need to consider the responsive use of AI. And I think with this, thank everyone. I think we've come to the end. However, I'm seeing some questions. Okay. I don't know. Kehinde, do you want to speak? I think we've come to the end, but there are some questions that are still coming up. Kehinde, can you speak? I'm just Kehinde dropping. Hello, Kehinde Ojo. Okay. Okay, so okay, you can see what she dropped. So there's a one-on-one digital advisory that we can offer you. Everyone is at different stage of their AI journey, and that's where we also come in. If you require some specialized training, specialized offering, I think we're also here to get you on that. How can we get Copilot? How to get Copilot license to enable us practice more? Okay, I think that has been answered. Okay, Copilot. So I think, Priscilla, at this page, I need to hand over to you so that we can close this session. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Danjuma, for those closing remarks. Thank you very, very much for that. And thank you to our participants today for joining us. We wanted this session to be as engaging and as interactive as possible, and you've made it so. So I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of our participants here in the room with us today. And also let's give a big thank you to our amazing facilitators and speakers, Toba, Kojo, Tuto, and also Mr. Danjuma for taking the time to guide us through this session. So it has been a pleasure of mine hosting today's session. It has been interactive, engaging. I enjoyed every single minute of it. So thank you to each and every one of you. Now, before we close officially, just a quick call to actions by my team and I. So like we've been reiterating, if you'd like to schedule a session with us to discuss how your organization or team can begin exploring and building Copilot agents on your own, we at Reliance Infosystem are here to help you do it securely and with the right foundation. Whether it's managing your Copilot licenses, setting up governance policies, or advising your team as to how you can build and deploy your agents. Our goal at Reliance is to help you move confidently and to adopt AI that fits your organization's standards. And so if you'd like to explore how to build confidently and securely, go ahead to scan the QR code you can see on your screen, or you can click on the link that is being dropped on the chat to book a session with us. We look forward to having sessions with each and every one of you. So secondly, a feedback form will be shared in the chat also. Please take a moment of your time to fill it out. We value your thoughts and suggestions, and they help us make better sessions for the future. Also, I would want to reiterate again, you receive an email from us with the recording of this session and other key resources, so you can revisit everything we've done today at your time and continue exploring on your own. So once again, thank you all for spending your time with us today. On behalf of Reliance Infosystem, this has been an absolute pleasure. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and stay intelligent. Thank you, everyone, and bye for now. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for your presence here today. Bye.